Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to another daily conversation about situations in everyday life. So let's talk about it. So today is Friday, and not only is it Friday, but today is one of my baby girl's birthdays. Today is Jordan's birthday. She is the big 1-5. It's funny because I have I don't know what you would call these, somewhat of a twins. Her sister's birthday, which is next Friday, Joy. They are actually the same age right now. And Joy hates this. She's like, oh my gosh, 1 week out the year, me and her are twins. We're the same age. It's kind of cool. I always admire the idea of that. They're twins, but not really. And she had her auntie do her hair, and she got a sew-in for the first time. And I'm looking at her this morning and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just not ready. I'm ready, but I'm just not ready because, they're good girls. They're good girls. They're growing in life, and they're taking it on one day at a time. And that is what I'm proud about. I'm also feeling really good in my spirit today. I'm feeling very empowered. I'm feeling very confident. I'm seeing things clearer now. I think the clearest they've ever been in my life, It's like when you go through life for so long, living in the idea of what everyone wants for you, when you finally step to a place where you feel like you and God is in one with where it is that you're going, you know that the energy that you feel is positive and it's not negative. I don't feel uneasy. I feel so light in my spirit. I'm able to verbalize and communicate the way that I need to, so that my loved ones can understand where I'm coming from. I'm not being combative like I used to be to try to get my point across. It's like, I'm not even going to waste the energy to try to explain it to you. If when my father was transitioning, he dropped so many little gems. And one of the gems that he dropped that I swear I hear it in my thoughts almost every day. I understand it more and more every day, that, like he said, he who has eyes will see, and he who has ears will hear. And it's so profound for me because it's like you hear it and it's like, okay, you're right. Who has eyes is going to see, who has ears is going to hear, but it's so much deeper. It's like sometimes we just miss things. We'll be so rah-rah that we don't really see what's happening. We don't see the root underneath. We'll see something, and because of what we want it to be, we're not seeing what is trying to be delivered. We're not understanding it. Like, when you really get to a point to where you are like, okay, I know what I want to do in my life. I know what I want to do. I don't need anyone to steer me in the direction of what it is that I choose to do with my life, because I've experienced a lot. I've traveled the world. I've toured different places. I've seen different countries, different cultures. I've experienced high-level jobs, low-level jobs. I've experienced good relationships, bad relationships. I've experienced being the guide for someone to find their way. I've trained dancers to get to the point where they were ready to go out there and develop their craft on a whole nother level. I've experienced a plethora of things, right? And I've kind of found my balance. I've found where God created me to be. I've experienced multiple different things in my life, and I see where I come alive. I see where I find myself in not only a comfortable place, but also an uncomfortable place. And sometimes people will look at that and be like, what do you mean? Why would you want to be in an uncomfortable place? Because like I said, sometimes you got to be uncomfortable to be comfortable. And being uncomfortable sometimes is you analyzing yourself, you analyzing things that you perceive, you analyzing things that you may think, you analyzing things that you are telling yourself it is, and when it really isn't, right? So for me, it's like the biggest thing right now, it's like just staying in my peace. I love where I am right now. That doesn't mean I don't have moments. That doesn't mean that I I don't flip out sometimes, which I'm still an emotional character, but I'm so proud of the growth that's happening because I'm intentional about growing. I am intentional about wanting to get to a better place. I'm intentional about making sure that my loved ones feel love and not anger from me, right? So I work at it daily. And all of that is part of who I am. All of that is part of what many may call a ministry, right? But does it look like what it is that you want it to look like? It's not about what anyone wants it to look like, because I don't belong to anyone but the Almighty. He's going to use me in the way that he sees fit. And on this Friday, I woke up with that energy. I woke up with that feeling where I know that, like, he's really, and it, like, many may think it's a he, it's a she, it's a whatever they want to call it. It's an energy, it's a power, it's a source. And I've learned how to embody it. And I'm telling you, it is the greatest feeling in the world. And I would empower anyone out there to seek that energy, seek that guide, and embody it so that you can get to the place where you are walking in peace. Okay, because life is going to be a struggle. Life is going to be hard. Things are going to happen. But when you know that you are right where you need to be, it brings a sense of peace. You're not trying to be something you're not. You're not trying to fit in the idea of what others have for you. You're allowing the guide and the energy of the Almighty to take you to where you need to be. So I heard Erykah Badu say something that I just want y'all to hear, okay?
I believe that people should find the thing that comes the easiest to them and master it. It's going to be useful in society, even if it's someone who just knows how to clean their sneakers really well. There's a lot you can do with that creative idea of just honing into what you do best.
Like, do you hear what she said? Like, really understanding that whatever it is that you do, even if your skill set is to clean a pair of shoes, because some people they get excited off of that, to see the dirt and to see their ability to clean it until it's like it's brand new. That does something for people. Like, you may think that, oh, that's minute. No, it's not. Once you figure out what you like to do, you may just like to cook. You may like to decorate a home. And if you master that, you may can turn into an interior decorator, right? You may like to just beat on tables, right? And make bebop beats with your mouth. And you might realize that you might be a producer, right? You just can't stop shaking. You just like moving. You just like, oh yeah, that's like my daughter Hope. And like, you just hear music and you can't stop. You may be a dancer. You may be an entertainer. Whatever it is, figure it out. Figure it out and do it for you. Don't be out here doing some stuff that you ain't got no kind of talent doing. But just because you see it coming down your timeline, or just because somebody told you that you need to be doing this, or just because someone needs you to be doing it, they're lying all up to you, making you feel like this is what you need to be doing, when it's really because they need you to do it. But it's not really what you need to be doing. You need to ask yourself 10, 20, 30 years down the line, where do I see myself? What do I see myself doing? God's already given me a way to take care of my family, right? He's already given me the financial means, right? It's been a long haul up to this point, but he's given me a way to be able to do that. But on top of that, what he's doing is he's creating a space for me to master what it is that I'm truly here to do. And that is truly to live a life, to shine a light that man may see it and glorify him, right? I may be an inspiration to you, right? I don't want you doing exactly what I'm doing, because you can't do exactly what I'm doing, just like I can't do exactly what you're doing. But I can inspire you to get to the better version of you so that you can elevate to where it is that God created you to be, right? That's all I want for my people. That's all I want for my community. That's all I want for you guys. Just find that peace within yourself. Find that place where you feel at home. Find that place where you feel like you are the best you, and master it. Develop it to the best of your ability so that you can find yourself happy. You can find yourself waking up every day with joy and saying, thank you, God, for waking me up. You can go to bed at night and rest easy. You can enjoy putting your kids to sleep opposed to just sending them to their bed because you're so tired you don't want to deal with them. Go to your bed. No, we want to change that narrative. You know, they put it in movies so much as like a fairy tale where, you read stories to your kids to go to bed and you tuck them in and it's like, how much of us is like, that's not real life? It's not for some of us. And it's just because of the state of mind that we're in. But it could be real life for us. It's if we're intentional about it, if we want to. Do we even care to say, hey, let me go get a book and read to my son or my daughter before they go to sleep? Some of us don't even have a book because we ain't even on that type of timing. And you don't even understand that those little things matter to the upbringing of that child. That's why people put it in movies and things like that, so we can visually see the benefit of what it can do. But it's for you to see, even if you want it. There's so much layers that has to be peeled back in us. And every day we got to work towards peeling those back. Because the more we peel back those layers of trauma that's been in existence in our life since we were kids, that's just been stacking and stacking and stacking and stacking. You're going to find yourself at a place where once you strip all of them layers back, you're going to feel like a whole new person. You're going to know your core. You're going to feel that you are the same, but you're going to feel anew. You know what they call that? My dad used to tell us this growing up. Born again. You became born again, meaning you shedded all of that energy. You shed it. And you have now arisen. That's kind of like when people, I don't mean to get all biblical right now, but that's what the resurrection of Christ, that's the example, being born again, letting go all the dead energy and arising into your new spirit, into the new you, into the energy that God truly created you to be. That's what I want to encourage us all to work towards today, striving to get to that level. And don't let no one try to keep you in a box. Don't let no one try to steer you away from where your core is directing you to go. Because if you get in tune with your core, like truly get in tune with your core, you're going to find that you are in conversation and relations with God. And he is going to guide you right to where you need to be, that perfect destination. Because it's perfectly imperfect just for you. It ain't going to fit for nobody else. It ain't not even your kin could go in there because they got their own. You got to know what's for you and want to get to what is for you and not want to get to what you see is for Henry and Sheila and Bob and Tony. And no, we don't want to. I said a lot of dudes' names. Let's go back. Rewind. Okay. Let's not be nobody but ourselves. All right. Let's work towards that. Let's strive for that and be happy while we're doing it. Don't be miserable because then you ain't even going to get to where you're trying to get to. You're going to keep on going in the wrong direction because you're murmuring while you're walking. You're not able to really see what's going on. You see stuff, but all you seeing is the surface. You're not seeing the root. And anybody could come and be like, oh, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. And you're like, oh, you're right. I do have a talent. Don't let you be a true entrepreneur that you have multiple gifts. You will be torn all over the place, having people try to redirect you to where you think you're supposed to be. No, cut it out. I am so multi-talented that it took me years to realize I didn't have to be doing all of those different things in how could you say it? Like, I'm going to take it on and say, okay, this is what I want to do, so I'm going to become that. Or this is what I want to do, so No, you can be all that you can be in one way and not having to stretch yourselves in so many different ways. And the only way you're going to be able to understand that is to start walking. Just start. A lot of times people think that you need this and you need that and you got to get this. And no, just start the process. And as you start it, you will be guided through it. And every which way, just take one step forward. Take one step forward and another and another and another. Then you're going to see that you're starting to jog. Then you're going to see that's going to pick up a little speed and you're going to start chucking it. Then you're going to pick up a little more speed and you're going to take flight. You're going to be out. They're going to be like, hold up. That's when you're soaring. That's when you are in your blissful moments. You are just like, oh my gosh, you're glowing. Everything is, why? Because I'm blessed. We're blessed. We're all blessed. And as long as we know that, believe that, and embody it, we will continue to be the best version of ourselves. Have a blessed weekend.